Welcome to Domino Dish. Episode 8 Places to Go and Things to See. Are you looking for a change of scenery for the holidays but you're not sure where to start? Or maybe you have never been out of state before? No worries, we got you. Get ready for some sightseeing adventures and budget-friendly tips for your maximum enjoyment.
I'm done gatekeeping. This is my biggest travel hack that saves me literally thousands of dollars while traveling, and I cannot believe nobody is talking about this. Every time, and I mean every time, you stay in an Airbnb, save their phone number. I don't care how long it's been. It's like Jason, Airbnb, Lisbon, whatever. Like Antonio, Airbnb, Mexico, whatever it is. Some of these people, I kid you not, have like 30 properties and they would so much rather rent it to somebody they know. Every time I'm going somewhere, I go through my Rolodex, I look, okay, who do I know there? And I'm like, hey, it's Anna. I stayed in your Airbnb on blah, blah, blah. Absolutely loved it. Coming to whatever this time, was wondering if you have anything during this time. And then whatever the list price is, whatever the price they give you is, say, hey, can I pay you, insert 70% of that if I pay you in cash. If it's off season or last minute, you can even go lower. I've done like 50%. This has never not worked for me, and I think I've saved $500 just this month.
If you're broke but you really want to travel the world, listen up. My name's Maddie, I'm 24, and I'm a full-time traveler who's been to over 50 countries traveling on an extreme budget, and I'm going to show you how you can do that too. And no, I don't have a sugar daddy. No, I don't have a trust fund. But instead, I just really know how to make my money stretch the furthest. And I'm going to give you all this information here on TikTok for free, because when I was first getting into traveling and I had no money, I definitely didn't have enough money to pay $200 for a masterclass. I wanted to spend that on a flight. And I believe everyone should be able to see the world. Make sure you save this video for when you want to plan your next trip. Now, I'm talking extreme budget. So the first thing we're going to get sorted is your accommodation. We want that to be free. Yes, free, I know. But you can do this by signing up for websites like Trusted House Sitters and World Packers to either do work exchanges or watch someone's home while they're out of town. This completely wipes out your number one biggest expense. Okay, I didn't realize how short I was running on time, so I'll make a part 2 and post it right away.
Do you want to go on a girls trip and come back still friends? Keep listening. I love a good girls trip. These are the 5 things I do to ensure a good girls trip. Before you even go on a trip, before you even book a flight, set your intentions for the trip. Do you want this to be a relaxing vacation? Are you trying to party? You want to meet boys? Like, what's your vibe? I've heard of so many situations where girls will get mad at their friends for like going with a guy when they're on vacation. Just make sure you're on the same page about that before you even book a trip. Maybe it's my Capricorn personality. Maybe I'm just type A, but make an itinerary. I like to do this by making like a shared notes page in my phone, adding everyone to it, and just putting the things you want to do. Here's an example of the itinerary I had for my most recent trip to Vegas. We just break it down day by day. It's not the end of the world if we don't stick to it. Just get to have something so everyone can be on the same page. Next one is so underrated, and I think this is why y'all bitches be coming back not friends anymore. You gotta build in rest time. I need a nap. I'm gonna need my sleep. After a day party, take a nap. Vacation's just so much better when you're well rested. This one is just practical. Go to the grocery store. It's just nice to have like a bottle in your room. Or go to the liquor store, get some snacks, get some Gatorade. Get that before, the festivities start. That way you can have a sufficient pregame before leaving. And it's good for the recovery so you're not tempted to touch that minibar. Don't touch it. Now this last one, I'm adding this because it caused a little bit of conflict on my girls trip. So I want to avoid that, and I feel like I solved the problem. Build in picture time. It's just so funny because it's like, of course, a bunch of girls are going to want to sit around taking pictures. What would really help everything move smoothly is setting a timer. I do this in my day-to-day life. Like, I'll set a timer for anything. I got a timer going right now that's going to let me know when I need to leave. If you have any girls trips coming up, try these out. Let me know how smooth sailing it goes.
People always wonder, how are you always traveling? How can you afford it? Babe, traveling is really not that expensive.
I say this all the time, and I give y'all the tips and tricks, and y'all still not catching on. Here it is. Ready? Let Google Flights pick the destination for you. Combine your time off with a holiday weekend. Get all the travel credit cards I've been talking about and save those points. Stop paying for baggage. Use the AAA and ARP card benefits. Stay in unique accommodations. Take public transport. I have so many tips that are all over my page and I talk about in my lives. So if you want the budget, inexpensive travel tips, just follow and you will see. When are y'all gonna start listening?
How to make your flight experience more comfortable this holiday season from a flight attendant. Tip number 1, dress in layers. This will make it easy. If you get too cold, you can add layers. If you get too hot, you can remove layers. It's never going to be perfect temperature on board for everyone, so this will be really helpful. Tip number 2, if you have noise canceling headphones at home, bring them with you. You cannot control a crying baby on board. Babies will cry. They are very sensitive to flying. You may have a talkative neighbor, so this will help with your peace and quiet. Tip number 3, bring your own snacks and water. Yes, you can bring snacks through security. Some people think they can't. You can bring snacks. Now, you can't bring water over 3.4 ounces, but you can bring your reusable water bottles and fill those up at the airport. Airlines do provide snack and beverage service on board, but there may be some turbulence or rough air that will prevent them from completing the service. So you're better off having your own. And let's face it, sometimes the snacks that you bring are better than the ones on board. Tip number 4, bring your own entertainment. Some airlines have Wi-Fi, some airlines have screens, some do not. So you're better off downloading your favorite movies, your favorite shows, and having that with you for entertainment. Tip number 5, have everything you'll be using on board easily accessible to you, whether that's your laptop, your iPad, your charger. Have that in that bag under the seat in front of you, and that'll make it super easy to access. So these are just some things that I suggest for this holiday travel season. Hope that helps. Let me know if you want more.
Did you know that if you forget your ID, you can still travel on an airplane? They just have to do an extensive background check on you. They have to see what you do have, verify your birthday, your address, examine you fully. They need to test all of your belongings individually. So if you happen to forget your ID at home or you've lost it or something, you can still travel. You're just going to want to get to the airport in advance so that they can do this, because it does take extra time. So just know that it is possible to still travel, at least domestically, without your ID. Huzzah.
Do not wear these in airport security to help you not be delayed. Anything cannot be tied around your waist. Just put it in the basket, wear it in the airplane. Do not wear sequins like I did on Christmas Day years ago, or it could just delay you from getting to your flight. Hope these tips help.
These 5 hacks will save your life when you're traveling with toddlers, and hopefully you're smiling at the end of your trip and not guzzling a bottle of wine. Number 1, I always put my kids in loud matching outfits because it lets other people clearly see you're traveling together as a group, and it's adorable. Number 2, everyone gets a lollipop to stop their ears from popping on takeoff and landing. Number 3, the holy grail of all toddler travel tips, the snack box. Flight attendants 100% of the time ask me where I got these. They're linked on my Amazon storefront. They fit perfectly on the plane trays. I always pack them with super fun snacks that kills almost an hour every time. Number 4, I bring some gel clings. These are fun to stick on the windows and come off easily. Puffer stickers also work well. Just make sure they're the puffy kind, and then you can also put them on the backs of the seats and they come off in a snap. Number 5, I love mess-free coloring books so ink doesn't get anywhere else, and I highly recommend these little stamps because they don't roll everywhere like markers. Lastly, tablets, of course. If you can travel without screens, hats off to you, but I'm not trying to. I also love these Snug Fit headphones. They're the only brand I've found that actually stay on, and they're linked in my Amazon storefront. Bonus tip, we let the kids pack 1 carry-on, and every item I mentioned fits in this bag and under the seat for easy access. Happy travels from my family to yours.
Your travel friend can be your vacation friend, but your vacation friend can never be your travel. Completely unaware, vacationing and traveling are 2 completely different things. Vacationing is more of your all-inclusive. So eat, drink, lounge, pool, party, rinse, repeat. No timelines, no places to be. Travel friend is more Europe. So morning coffee, tours, walking, sightseeing, dinner, party, repeat, up early. Proof way of knowing which friend you are, and I feel like you need to know which type of friend you are, or if you can be both, is if you go out late at night, you're drinking, you're partying, you're having the best time, but there's somewhere you need to be in the morning and you decide you're not going, you have a headache, your stomach hurts, you're hungover, and you complain, or you know a friend that complains, that is your vacation friend. That will never be your travel friend, because for you to get up early and still go to the tours and still go to the venues and still go to the activities that you plan without canceling or missing out on money or ruining everyone's time, then you're a travel friend. Our travel friend, you are both. You've got it all. You're the full package. Never confuse the two, because in 2024, we want to leave with the same amount of friends that we came with. No more leaving people in Miami. No more we're not friends after we came off the trip. You have to know which friends to travel with and where to maximize your experience and have the best time and become closer friends. I'm gonna talk about travel, money, and friends because that's a whole nother video, but follow me here for more travel tips, travel deals, everything travel. Good luck, guys. Happy traveling.
Hey, my queens. I'm back with a couple of tips and tricks if you're going to be flying, this time within the States in a very busy weekend. Make sure you download the app for whatever airline you're flying. That way you can check into your flight as soon as the 24 hours prior to your flight, because some airlines don't allow you to check in unless it's through the app or at the counter. I suggest having your toiletry bag already packed. So if you jump on a flight last minute, you can just grab your bag full of those travel-sized items and maybe even have a quart-sized clear bag, right? So you can just transfer all of those liquid items in there, and then whenever you're at your destination, you can just put it right back. Have some like staple pieces that are really versatile no matter where you're going, and always check the weather before you go. Arrive to the airport extra early just in case anything happens. You may have forgotten something and you need to go back, or you just want to have a leisurely stroll through the airport, which is always better than rushing through it. Check what kind of parking options are at the airport if you want to leave your car, because they might have multiple different garages with different price points, or maybe an economy lot, but you'll have to be bussed over and you need to allot extra time to get from where you parked your car to the actual airport terminal. I personally suggest securing a morning flight. That way, in case there's any delays, you're going to at least have some options throughout the day to reroute your flight or find a different airport, or even try to figure out where you're staying at for the night if you get stuck in a different location and you don't have a flight out for that day. But check to see if there's multiple flights going out of your terminal or your airport, especially if it's the same airline. That's very helpful because they'll be able to put you on a different flight for that same day if one gets canceled, although that's not always the case. And a personal favorite is always pack extra emergency items. Even if you don't think that you're going to need them, you will need them, I promise you. I hope all of these tips and tricks help you, because there's something that I wish I had known before I had gone on my flights. Good luck and safe travels.
What's up, y'all? It's the holiday season, and you see I got my Thanksgiving nails going, yay! But it's the holiday season, so I did want to share with you all a couple tidbits for just kind of booking flights, right? So I know naturally our mind wants us to book a round trip. Like, you get onto the Delta website, the United website, you know, whatever, and you're like, I'm booking a round trip. Like, Southwest and Frontier are airlines that are good for being like $19 fares, $49 fares, and you book that fare going to wherever you're going. You're like, yeah, this was $29. But then coming back, they want to hit you in the head with $600. Like, yo, this is not a deal, like, whatsoever. That's when you employ the one-way strategy. Like, I love booking one-ways. I have no problem flying on two different airlines. I think because they know that we're conditioned to think that if we're going and coming back that we have to click the round trip button, that more than likely people are not going to just say, you know what, let me get the one-way on Frontier, for example, and let me get the one-way back on Southwest. Like, a lot of people aren't thinking that, and they know that. So this holiday season, I would say, if you're looking at prices and you're feeling like this is crazy, like I'm just trying to get home and see my people and head back to the house, look at booking two different one-ways. Now, another thing that I would also say is if you have a VPN, also look at turning on your VPN and pinging it, or whatever terminology you use, for the city that you want to come back from. What I have found is that there are times where if they think I'm in New York and I'm booking from New York to Atlanta, the prices look different. I'm like, yo, y'all be scamming us for real. Like, y'all have all the tricks in the book, but I'm smarter than that. So I would say if you're familiar with VPNs, try that. Doesn't always work, but it does sometimes, where you'll see different prices based on, you know, your one-way coming back. So those are my two little tricks for the holiday season. Book your two one-ways, turn on your VPN if you have one, and Happy holidays.
We know not everyone can afford to travel this year, whether it's due to work or other obligations. However, we still wanted to give you some places to think about for the up and coming year. You can even try visiting some locations using your VR headset from the comfort of your home. This can maybe even help you decide if it's the right place for you before spending a dime. From the creator of Domino Dish. Thank you for your time.